All right, guys, we're back with hat format finals at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Houston on the left playing Geargia versus Eric Hernandez on the right playing Lightsworn Ruler. So Houston went first, sets 3 back rows. Eric went undefeated in Swiss while Houston went X1. So we'll see who'll win the inaugural hat tournament for the channel. So Eric goes Charge, Mills Needlebug Nest, Lumina, and Eclipse Wyvern. So when Eclipse Wyvern is sent to the graveyard from anywhere, I believe, it'll banish a level 7 or 8 light or dark dragon type monster. So let's see. It's either JD or Light Ray Diabolos or Dark Arm or Red Deep. I'm not sure if they play those cards. So he's going to add Lumina off the charge. Yeah, Lumina is at 3 in hat format. It's pretty good, especially because of Raiden. So you go like Lumina, Raiden is like an insane play. All right, Houston has 1 win on the channel. He won with Bayou Turbo like a few months ago. All right, so here he summons Lumina, discards Raiden. Again, Eric's first time on the channel, but he has not lost. It looks like he chains Maxi to the Lumina's effect and then activates Torrential once the Raiden hits the field. So obviously for hat format, it's not like Edison. It's there's no priority. So the reason I say this is because my channel is mostly an Edison channel, and we're starting to get into hat. All right, so here he lances, I think, the Raiden. Yes, so he's going to activate Raiden's effect to mill Tempest and Curry Bandit. Raiden's such a good card. I love that card. So he attacks him for 900 since Lance, for those of you guys who don't know Forbidden Lance, it's unaffected by spells and traps and it loses 800 attack. And then during end phase, mills 2, mills Lila and Needlebug Nest. So now let's see what Houston can do with Geargia. I know the Geargia deck very well. Just a lot of people in my locals played. Actually, we had a guy who won YCS with Geargia. His name is Samuel Pedigo. He used to play at my locals with this deck, so I know this deck really well. He kind of helped innovate the rank 4 version of the deck. He won YCS Turin in Italy. Yes. So I was very blessed to have him at my locals because I learned a lot from him, just from deck building, technical play, and stuff. And yeah, he was a master with this deck. Anyways, here he Max C's on the Wolf. So double Max C from Houston. And here comes Mind Control. What does he think? He probably thinks it's an armor. And he's going to like either A, synchro with the armor, or B, exceed summon. And he's going to give Houston an extra draw off of the Max C. But if you get rid of the armor, it might be worth it because then you leave Houston with like, I guess Houston will draw 1 card off the Max C. Yeah, he'll draw 1 card, and then he'll draw for his turn, and he'll have 4 cards. But Eric's got 2 Dragon Rulers in the graveyard. So it's MK2, so he could go for Black Rose here. That's not bad. You get rid of all 3 of his back rows, but what are you afraid of? Let's see if Eric's going to go for the Black Rose. So Raiden is a tuner, so he does go for Black Rose. Now he's going to activate Black Rose Dragon's effect, and here he Fiendish Chains the Black Rose and attacks with Wolf. Houston takes 21. I was thinking maybe Eric had another Lance. Would have been pretty good right there. All right. How many Lightsworns does he have? He's got Lila. I saw Lila and Raiden and the Lumina. So he should have 3 Lightsworns at least. Maybe there's another one I missed. All right. So here Houston summons Geargia Arsenal, which is a lone fire for Geargia monsters. So he tributes Arsenal, special summons Armor from his deck, and then activates Armor's effect to just set it down. So for Armor, whenever it's flipped, you add a Geargia monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. I'm explaining all these cards because, again, this is the first hat tournament on my channel. And I want hat to grow. Watching it, it looks like a very fun format. I did enter this tournament myself, but I did horrible. I played Sylvans, which is not an easy deck to play. And yeah, I can't just pick up that deck after not playing hat format in 10 years. I can't. Like, I think I could have picked up Geargia and done okay with it. Because first of all, I know that deck very well. And it's not the hardest deck to play. Anyways, here Eric summons Lila. So the cards that are useful in Edison, I don't have to explain them. Like, we all know Lila. So he pops Eric's MST. Sorry, he pops Houston's MST. And now, see, imagine we could do this in Edison format. Just some Lila pop, make a rank 4. So here what did he do? He composed a Diamond Dyer. I guess he doesn't want him to potentially pop the set monster or the Phoenix Chain. So for those of you guys who don't know, Diamond Dire Wolf, you target one beast, beast warrior or winged beast monster you control, and another card on the field and destroy both targets. So yeah, so here he special summons Blaster by banishing Eclipse Wyvern and Tempest. So I believe they both will activate. Maybe he doesn't have a target for Tempest though. But the Eclipse Wyvern will activate, so he will add the Judgment Dragon to his hand. Yes. So whenever Eclipse Wyvern gets banished, you can add the target that you banished earlier from the banished spot to your hand. So that's why he added JD. But Houston drew all 3 Max C's. I know people hate Max C. It's one of the most hated cards. I think it might be the most hated card ever in Yu-Gi-Oh! So here Eric pays 1,000. So we're at 5,007. Does he have another JD? Double JD is game, right? End phase, mill 4, mills Wyvern, 2 Diabolos, and a Necrogardener. So I think he's checking to see if he has another target for Eclipse Wyvern. Maybe another JD? Yes. So I believe, yeah, Judgment Dragon is at 3 in hat format. So just think about that for us Edison players, only Edison players. This Lightsworn deck has triple JD, triple Lumina, double Card Trooper, triple Necrogardener, still one Honest, but they have like a bunch of other cards. They have obviously the Dragon Rulers, Eclipse Wyvern is huge, Curry Bandit's a really good card, Soul Charge is insane. So yeah, this is a really, I love watching this Lightsworn deck play. But looks like even though Houston triple maxed him, but didn't matter. He couldn't deal with the JD. So Eric takes game 1. 1 win away from winning our inaugural hat tournament. And first time for Eric on the channel. While Houston he kind of stopped playing Edison. He's moving on to hat. He likes hat format more. He kind of got that 1 win on Edison, and he's kind of like, I'm done. I think there's a lot of people. They just want to win once on the channel. And I think that was Houston. Okay. So anyways, he summons the Geargia Arsenal, which is a lone fire for Geargias. And special summons Armor. And then he's going to use Armor's effect to set itself. Yes, so Arsenal can summon any Geargia monster from your deck in defense mode. Okay, so Eric activates Charge, mills Forbidden Lance, Eclipse Wyvern, and Lumina. So already, and here, it looks like he's going to chain DD Crow to Eclipse Wyvern. So I think the way this worked was a little bit different in hat format compared to Edison. So I think this stuff won't activate. Kind of like if you go Mermail and you discard Dragoons and... Yes, if you discard Dragoons or Marksman, you can chain like Crow or what's the other trap card called? The one we used in Edison. I forgot the name of the trap card. I think Transmigration Prophecy, they will not activate. So that's why you're seeing right now the Eclipse Wyvern's effect to banish a level 7 or level 7 or 8 Light or Dark Dragon is not activating right now. Alright, so Lumina for... Because I think in Edison, if you do that with like a Dandelion, it'll still get the tokens. I think that's the difference in hat format. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not no expert when it comes to these things. I get all my information. People tell me how these things work at local, so I'm not even gonna pretend that I know that. I'm just telling you guys what I think and what people have told me. Anyways, here Houston chains Max C to the Lumina effect, so he'll draw 1 off the Lumina. Oh, it looks like he discarded another Eclipse Wyvern, so the Eclipse Wyvern will banish Judgment Dragon. So end phase, it looks like Aries going to mill 6. All right, let's see. What will Eric do? Does he have... Okay, so he MSTs one of the back rows, which is Houston's MST. So I think Houston was expecting Decree, so that's why MST is in his deck. So he goes for Alucard. And Houston bottomlesses the Alucard. So Alucard's a rank 3 monster, and you can detach a material once per turn to pop any set cards. So you can do set spells and traps or set monsters. So that's why he brought it out against Geargia. He just wants to destroy the set armor. So Houston flips. Okay, so this is the play, but its effects negated. So now he special summons Accelerator. Exceeds with the armor and the Accelerator. Can he put 8,000? Yeah, so he adds back the arson of the Accelerator with Gigant effect. Special summon Accelerator because he controls the Geargia arsenal. So how did he get our so he special summoned Geargiano from his deck with Geargia Arsenal, tributed it to Geargiano to bring out the Arsenal, but I'm pretty sure Arsenal's effects negated. I believe that's what Geargiano does. So that thing should be 15, right? Let me check Geargiano. Yes. You contribute this card, then target one level 4 machine type monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. So he takes 15 here and 23. Hopefully they got this right. Yes, because I'm pretty sure that's what he did. Yeah, because now he's going to exceed. Okay, that's right. So the Geargiano is good because, like, if you play the Synchro version of Geargia with the Karakuris, you can, like, tribute Geargiano to bring back the tuners and, like, get pluses that way. But in this version of the deck, it's mostly there for Geargia Gear, the trap card. So it looks like Houston summons Rhapsody, and Rhapsody, basically twice per turn, you can detach 2 materials and banish any 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. You can do spells and traps too, which I remember during Necros format, you would summon that thing and banish their ritual spells. So Eric concedes. Looks like he hit the Geargia Gear. So we are going to game 3. So which deck will win the inaugural hat format tournament? Geargia or Lightsworn Rulers? So game 3, Eric's going first. Mills Raiden, Lumina, and Blaster. Sets 1 and passes. I think this was the most represented deck in the tournament, was the Lightsworn Ruler deck. I know there was at least 3 that I can recall. 4. There was 4 players that I know from the top of my head were playing this Lightsworn Ruler deck. Geargia, there was 3 Geargia players, so it's kind of not surprising. I mean, almost half the field was these 2 decks. 3 Geargias and 4 Lightsworn Rulers, and there might be others that I missed. It's 7 out of 16, so it kind of makes sense that these 2 decks made the finals. And also, a lot of the more experienced players who actually play this format were on these 2 decks. The other decks were like one. There was like 1 Infernity, 1. So, anyways, here looks like Houston just goes for Dweller, attacks over the Card Trooper, and sets 3. He has a DD Crow in his hand. And then end phase. Oh, that decree. So he has to use Dweller during the draw phase to stop Blaster from bringing itself back. So yeah, so Houston went normal summon armor, special summon accelerator, make Dweller, attack over Card Trooper. So I guess I have to go over Abyss Dweller. So those guys who maybe don't know Abyss Dweller. So once per turn, quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card. Your opponent cannot activate any card effects in their graveyard this turn. So it stops monsters and spells and traps. And it gains 500 attack if it has a water monster as an XYZ material. So it looks like Houston used... He detached both materials off the Dweller? Oh yes, because he used it on the Card Trooper when he attacked over the Card Trooper to stop Eric from drawing. And then he did it during Eric's turn to stop Blaster from coming back. Some people were saying Dweller should be banned. It's just a really good card. Even in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like people were saying that like during TR, I didn't play during this time, but I heard during TR limit format and other formats that card was just ridiculous and people were calling for it to get banned. Anyway, Eric foolishes Minerva, so when that card is sent to the graveyard, I believe it just mills an extra card. So here Eric mills Charge off of the Minerva. I think when it's sent from the deck to the graveyard, it mills an extra card. Alright, so here he summons Lila, so he can either A, pop one of the back rows, or just crash with a Dweller. So it looks like he chooses to crash with the Dweller. This is not looking good for Houston. But how many cards are in Eric's hand? So now I'm wondering, should should Houston have just set the armor instead of summoning the card trooper? Okay, so Light Ray Diabolos, you can special summon it if you have 5 or more light monsters with different names in your graveyard. And then you can banish a card. Okay, chains Maxi, chains DD Crow. What the heck? So he's counting to see how many Lightsworns are in there. So he chooses the Blaster. The Blaster's effect will activate, so he can search a fire monster if he has a target. He probably doesn't have a target. Anyway, let me catch up on this Light Ray Diabolos, because I don't know this card that well. Okay, yeah. Oh no, once per turn you can banish 1 light monster from your graveyard, then target 1 set card your opponent controls. Reveal that target, then place that target near the top or the bottom of the deck. That's what Diabolos does. So here Eric wrote us for Raiden. It's a warrior, level 4 tuner, Lightsworn monster. So he mills Raiko and Lance. And during your main phase, you can mill 2 cards. He special summons JD, and that is game. So congratulations to Eric. First time on the channel, goes undefeated 6-0 in hat format with Lightsworn Rulers. So yeah, congrats to Houston as well, again, second place. So yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed commentating over all these duels, and I've said this in previous videos, but from that, for the time being, I play at 3 locals a week. 3 locals. 2 of them are still going to be Edison, so I'm still going to upload Edison content. And then also 1 of the tournaments will be hat. So the reason we did hat was just because we voted, everyone in my community, and people didn't want to do GOAT. Actually, there was a few people who didn't want to do GOAT. But it was between GOAT, Tengu, and hat. And it was overwhelmingly the majority of the players wanted to do hat. A lot of new players and old players. So, yeah. We will continue to do Edison and hat moving forward. And hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.